Hello, Breezus Geckos, and hello, Mrs. Winkleman.
Good morning, Miss Attilly, and all of
Morning.
our kindergarten, first, and second grade parents. We're sending this video to you so that we can highlight some important information that you're going to need to know for your safe return to school on Thursday.
Yes. So first, we want to make sure that your child comes on the first day with everything that they will need. So that means everything you've been working with from home. If you have a laptop, your instructional materials that you picked up at distribution, your laptop charger, all of that needs to come back to school with your child on the first day. You can work with your child's teachers to know what is the best pieces of curriculum to bring back for that first day, because we understand that our students will be carrying lots of things and they need to be able to carry all of those things into the building on their own. So you may want to send a few different items each day of that first week or into the second week also, to make sure that they're able to get those things back to school and back to school on their own. We want to make sure that you also have reviewed the supply list and are sending your child with everything that was listed on that supply list. In addition to that, we want to emphasize that students will need to come back to school with headphones or earbuds, hopefully that have a microphone, because they will continue to access some lessons online every now and then. And they also need a personal water bottle. Our water fountains are not in use at this time, so everybody will need their own personal water bottle. And in addition to that, they will need a towel that we will talk about later in this presentation for learning outside and for lunch outside.
All right, awesome. Well, we have been working really hard on our mitigation plan. We certainly want to mitigate as much as possible the spread of COVID-19 and make sure that our students are safe for return to school. So we are excited to share with everyone that every single classroom at Breezus is going to have its own HEPA filter. They've been delivered and installed already, so that's super exciting. We also are going to be expecting all students and staff to be wearing face coverings whenever on campus. That would include parents too. If there's a reason that you're coming to the front office to take care of any personal business, we will need you as well to have a face mask on whenever you're on campus. Just a quick reminder about face coverings in Kyrene. We are expecting that our masks are covering our nose and mouth at all time. Shields are not something that we're going to be having on campus. Some staff may be wearing shields in addition to a mask. But then we also want to clarify there are no gaiters. And so if you can make sure that your student is coming with a cloth mask, not a gaiter, or a mask even with valves. We're not having those in Kyrene as well. We are focusing on hand washing procedures. So please know, as parents, we will be teaching your students how to properly wash their hands, and we will be emphasizing hand washing at every transition throughout the day. And then we will be having multiple opportunities for disinfecting environments and equipment and materials that will happen throughout the day as well.
Okay. Our morning drop-off is going to feel similar to you in some ways as it had in the past if you have been a Breezus family. So we will be using 2 parking lots to facilitate our morning drop-off. If you are entering from Ray Road, you are going to come into that Apprende front lot in front of the library. And if you are entering from McClintock, you are going to be going into the parking lot closest to our field and playground areas. In that morning time, we are asking, if at all possible, that kinder, first, and eventually third and fourth will be dropped off entering from McClintock, and preschool second are entering from that parking lot that enters from Ray Road, the parking lot in front of the library. Fifth grade can be dropped off in either parking lot. And the reason for that is we're going to show you in a minute that we're entering into separate doors. So that is the location that is closest to your child's grade level door. We want to make sure that families remember that students are all going to be dropped off at the curb. We are not able to park and walk students up. We are not able to park and walk students to their grade level door. They're going to have to do that independently this year. So you're going to pull up to the curb, say your goodbyes, and get everybody out of the car as quickly as possible. Students can be dropped off anytime between 7:15 and 7:30. School starts for us right at 7:30. So they will be going straight into their classrooms during that 15-minute window between 7:15 and 7:30 and starting their learning right at 7:30. Once the 7:30 bell rings, students are going to be considered late, and any students who are arriving late to school must be signed in by a parent, and they will be given a pass to class and will be marked tardy.
All right, well, very good. And Brisa says this year has designated entrances and exits for every single grade level. So if you are in kindergarten, you're going to be having your child find the green stickers and arrows, and we'll show you a picture of what that looks like in just a minute. And then first grade has blue stickers and arrows, and second grade has yellow stickers and arrows. So that's going to designate exactly where students are going to come into the building and exit from the building every single day. So we'll just show you a few more pictures. Here's what the stickers look like. Again, kindergarten green, first grade blue, and second grade is yellow. And then those stickers will direct students to find a A-frame sign. It looks like that. These are our kindergarten signs. We have 3 kindergarten classrooms this year, and each of our kindergarten classes will actually have their own designated entrance into the building. And as soon as our students see their sign, either Mrs. Foster's students, the crayons, Miss Fry's students, the fish, or Miss Yoshioka's students, they'll be looking for the bear. As soon as they see that sign and they enter that specific door, right inside that door is where their kindergarten classroom is located. And the teacher on that first day and every day will be standing right by that doorway to usher them right into the classroom. Also, this is a picture of what our first grade and second grade sign looks like. And again, students are gonna follow their color-coded stickers down our fire lane. And then as soon as they see that A-frame with their color, grade level color, they're gonna enter the door at that point. And that's the only students that are going to be entering those doors are those students in that grade level. So that's just another part of our mitigation strategy in terms of cohorting students and making sure that we have as safe as possible return to school.
Okay. As we talked about earlier, we want to remind families that school starts at 7:30. If your student arrives anytime after 7:30, you do need to park, walk your student up to the front office, and sign them in. They will be given a tardy pass at that time, and then they will be sent off to class.
Awesome. We've got some great news this year. We have free breakfast and lunch that's going to be starting on Thursday for all children under the age of 18. And so you are still welcome to pack a lunch from home if you'd like each day. But if your child would like to have a breakfast or a lunch, that is absolutely something that is available to them each every day. Morning will be a bagged breakfast, but lunch they'll be having 2 different choices of hot meals. We will be delivering meals to students' classrooms. Students will have the opportunity to eat in their classroom, and then on other designated days, they'll be able to eat in other zones on campus. So it kind of changes it up a little bit, which will be very nice. But nevertheless, wherever they're going to be eating as a cohort, they will be following the CDC guidelines with no sharing of food or anything like that.
For lunch and recess, we wanted to give students the opportunity to get out of their classrooms and use our school facilities. So we wanted to also make sure that they did that safely. So students will remain with their cohorts, but they will have a chance to alternate between eating zones and lunch and recess zones daily. Later in the day, those lunch zones can be used also for learning zones, and that's why we had asked that students bring a towel with them. If they're in zones, you can see zone 4, zone 6, some of those outdoor zones, they will have the opportunity to picnic on a towel, and that we hope that that will be really fun for them. Students will alternate through those zones. Sometimes they will be eating in their classrooms, and sometimes they will be eating at these lunch zones outside, weather permitting. And then the same with recess. They will be alternating through the purple zones to give them a chance to play with different equipment, play in a different area, but to be able to continue to do that safely just within their cohort.
Awesome. Well, and in honoring that cohort strategy, obviously we have now designated entrances into the building, and we have designated lunch and recess zones. We also have designated restrooms for students to use by grade level. So please know that. And then also know that we will be emphasizing hand washing, obviously, throughout the day, but it will definitely be an expectation for students anytime they enter or exit the classroom, as well as before and after lunch, before and after recess, as well as before and after any restroom break.
For our front office, per district policy, we are limiting visitors. Visitors and volunteers are not permitted into our building at this time, but we understand that there are some in-person, personal business types of things that families might need assistance with as with our front office. So we're asking that if you need to come into the front office for any reason, that you are calling ahead at 541-2000 to our front office to make an appointment so that we can make sure that we are limiting and staggering the times when families are coming into the office. We're also asking that forgotten items such as lunch boxes, water bottles, backpacks, homework, things that in the past you may have dropped off to your child in the front office, we will not be accepting those items or delivering them to classrooms during the school day. If your child forgets anything as far as lunch, we will make sure that they have a lunch. If they forget a water bottle, we will make sure that a water bottle is provided for them for the day. And then any homework or backpack or materials, we will make sure that their teacher is notified if they're missing anything, and they will work to accommodate them. But we're not able to deliver any items that are forgotten at home. So do your best in the morning to make sure you're in a routine, that you have all of those things ready to go the night before, and so that everybody has everything they need throughout the school day.
Great. And in addition to the mitigation strategies that we've already talked about, our health office also now has two different designated areas. So we have a separate well area and a separate sick area. Those will both be monitored by our health assistant and office team. Please know that any of our students or staff in that regard have any COVID-like symptoms at all, they will need to be sent home right away. And we will be following CDC guidelines to make sure we know when either staff or children are able to return safely to school.
For our afternoon pickup, it is going to operate similar to our drop-off. It's in a stagger. So we need you to pay close attention to the time that you will be picking up your child and the parking lot that you will be picking up your child in. So kindergarten parents are going to enter from McClintock Drive into our smaller lot in front of our field and playground areas, and your pickup time is at 1:35. First grade, you are going to enter into that same lot from McClintock Drive at 1:40 to pick up your students. And second grade families, you are going to enter from Ray Road, coming into the parking lot in front of the library and in front of Apprende at 1:30, so that we are staggering our release at the end of the day. Students are going to all be picked up at the curb, so families, make sure that you are pulling around and you are ready at the curb at your child's time. They will be getting into your car at that time, so do your best, and if you need to practice beforehand, getting buckled and unbuckled independently and doing anything that they need to do to make sure that we can move that line as quickly as possible. Siblings, if you have an older sibling, the siblings will be picked up with the youngest child. So if you have a fourth grader and a kindergartner, for example, they would both be getting picked up with that kindergarten cohort at the end of the day. Okay.
Oh, very good. I know that's a lot of information. We'll be sending that same information in writing as well, but certainly if you have questions that weren't answered in this video, then by all means, please reach out to us. We are here to help and make sure that we can do everything we can to make sure we have a safe and efficient return to school this coming Thursday.
Yes, we're excited to have you back, Rhesus Geckos, and we will see you Thursday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.